everyone, welcome back to another What Is It Wednesday video. So I apologize that I haven't been doing any of the What Is It Wednesdays or the 2-Minute Tip Tuesdays. These are videos that are a little harder to do because I can't do them like voiceover the way I do voiceovers. And there's kids in the house and they need stuff. So that's kind of why I haven't been doing them. But the boys are off into their rooms right now and I will... I'm going to go ahead and give it a try. So this is something I've had lots of questions about, so I decided I would go ahead and do this video and put this one up. This is a little machine that I keep right next to me, and I am working on a room tour. I think I mentioned in a couple of videos I recorded it. It wasn't very good quality. I just have to redo it. You guys will be happy that I did. So this is a Sizzix Sidekick. I love this thing. If you are like me and you're getting a little bit more into dies than you are maybe stamps, I'm kind of done with stamps. I have stamps from very reputable companies that I purchased like, you know, at least 10 years ago that are not very good anymore. And, you know, even the best of stamps are going to eventually ruin over time, but dies, it's going to take a whole lot longer for metal to ruin than it will for, you know, for stamps. But nothing wrong with stamps. Stamps are beautiful. I love them. I wish I could color stamps and do things with them like other people do. But I'm just, that's not me. I've just come to the conclusion I'm not a stamper. And you guys know this. One thing that I've absolutely loved lately is my alphabet dies. I was going through my stickers and kind of organizing them just a little bit. Basically what I did was before I had them all by color, so like black would be all in one section. What I did was I took the black smaller alphabets and put them in a separate section, and then the black kind of more medium to large in a different section because I was finding it harder to find the littler ones. Anyways, that's another story. However, I'm loving my alphabet dies. I'm still going to work really hard. I want to get some of these alphabet stickers used up. I really do. But I will have a link below. This is actually usually, every time I've seen it, I'm going to link to scrapbook.com. Every time I've seen it, it's usually around 35 bucks, which to me is really, really worth it. Okay. I did get the diamond press. I did start out with that. You know, that's the one on HSN. That's about this size, a little bit different. The diamond press, I will say, I believe is a little bit skinnier. And look, you can see these are very well loved. That's how often I use this machine. I mean, I use it almost all the time. I don't always show it in videos because usually if I'm going to die cut, you know, 4 layers of each alphabet, I don't record that because that would be boring for you guys. But it's a very, I mean, you can see it's loved, loved, loved. And the cool thing is because I flip the plates all the time, you can see they're really not very bent. They're actually fairly straight. I don't know how well that's picking up. But they do, you know, get that little bending. When I do, I just flip it over. And I try to flip them over like all the time. So all the sides are totally used up. But so it also came with this. This says embossing pad. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. I've never used it. There is a little book, I'm sure, that comes with the Sidekick. I've never used it, but I'm sure if you do embossing, I know but this is like harder though. It's not like the embossing fluffy pads you see a lot of people use with the bigger, like Jennifer McGuire uses that kind of rubbery one. So it does come with this, but I don't know anything about this. I just wanted to say that right away. The one thing I purchased, which I will link below, maybe if you have these and you've used them before, I got these sticky grid sheets and you basically peel it off and it sticks to here. And then your die is supposed to stick to that. There's like a peeling you take off. So it's double-sided sticky, but it's just a tiny bit of stickiness. I honestly think it is totally user error. because I always put the dies the wrong way, because you can't put the die cutting down or you cut the sticky adhesive. And, you know, so you got to put the dies a certain way. And like I said, I totally forget that all the time. So this is something that I think is cool though, if you are interested in this. So I will leave a link below to this as well. So it comes in 5 sheets and they last. The one time I had them on here, it lasted quite a while until I, you know, messed it up. But Tim Holtz, I'm sure, could tell you a ton more about this. In fact, I think watching one of his videos is where I learned about these. So anyways, that's that. So let me tell you the sizes. I don't have any of the books or instructions. I didn't realize I would get so many questions. Oh, what I was mentioning, I have the diamond press one. But if you have the diamond press, you know that it's kind of like an embossing folder. They're cutting plates. They just open like this. It's a very thin, it's rather flexible. I mean, these are nice. These are not flexible like those other diamond. And I was, you know, you can see how well loved these are. So you know how well loved the diamond press was. And you can replace the diamond press ones. But these, you can use a whole lot more before you have to replace them. You would only have to replace them if you want them perfect and nice. These are going to last for a whole lot longer. And I just, the diamond press one would like bow and curve, and it's not much you can do to fix that since it's, you know, folds one way. I think I might have tried actually folding it the other way. And long story short, if I had to choose between the two machines, this is going to be my choice because I'm crazy about this machine. And like I said, I just feel like it's a little bit better quality. So a little bit about, oh, I was going to tell you the size. So measuring it on my mat, well, let me get a ruler. Do I have a ruler? No, I'll use my mat. So I'll try to do it in the screen so you can kind of see. I'll zoom in so you can see kind of, because I don't know exact measurements. So this is like, these are each 1 inch between the dark lines. So it's 1, 2.5, and then just a tiny bit bigger than that. Can you see? That's why I wanted to zoom in. So approximately 2.5 inches. And then going this way, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 inches. Like it's really right at 5 inches. So that's the other thing, is I know that these are bigger than the diamond press ones are. Sorry for the movement. This is washi tape if you're wondering what's on my mats, by the way. Yeah, and that'll bring me to one thing. If you are using these, I find my dies do slip a little bit. Maybe that would help. Maybe these would help with that. Again, user error. So those, buy at your own risk for those, because I don't know much about them because I can't use them right. But I do use a lot of washi tape to hold my dies down, because they do seem to slip. Even the smallest little movement makes them slip. That's the only downfall about this that I've found. But a little bit of washi tape or non-sticky tape or Post-it, anything would help with that. I mean, I use those I basically use washi tape all the time for that anyway. So that's no big deal to me. Now, although if you had a big piece of paper and didn't care where it cut, then you don't have to, that probably wouldn't matter. This machine, let's see, if I measured it, it's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches wide for this, maybe another 1/2 inch for this, and this is about 2 inches wide. So, and then it's 3 inches wide this way, maybe a little over, especially with this little thing. But it's it's really lightweight. Like, it's not super the lightest thing ever, but I mean, it's not heavy in the least. Like, I feel like I could do, you know, exercises with this. But the cool thing it has, which doesn't work for me, unfortunately, because of my mat, but sometimes it will work if I can. This little lever flips over, and that adheres it. You can see That's actually the best it's ever stuck, and how great that I'm actually recording when it sticks. So it sticks. Usually on this mat, it won't stick, but if I do, I have the IKEA tabletop underneath this. If I do this way over there or way over there where there's no tabletop, which I usually don't bother with because I'm only cutting a little bit here and there, but then it stays. But you can see it's actually got pretty good. I had the Cuttlebug and I never got that sucker to stay. I think like 3 times I got it to stay. So see, you can see it really, it's easy to turn. It sticks really well. So I did want to show that because that's important. A lot of times I don't even bother with this thing. Maybe if I take a little more time. I can't believe how well it's sticking right now because it's usually for me it just moves, and maybe it's when I'm doing a project that it thinks that it needs to move. So I thought I would just die cut 1 or 2 things for you guys while you are here, and I will link to this alphabet below because it is a wonderful alphabet. I want to say this is a Concord and 9th alphabet. So even if you wanted to do a bunch of letters at one time, I might as well do that, and I'll just stick them in the bag. I'm going to pull out, one thing I usually do is I will take this to my paper, and I do have some white scraps that sit like right up there, and a lot of times I will just use them, even pieces like this, because look at this A. I could cut that A or any of these letters out of this little tiny scrap and use this scrap up, and it'll work. It works perfectly. Let me do that now. So let me line those up. It will do the A, I think that's the I, and the exclamation point. Again, I'm going to use a little bit of washi tape. I'm going to move this a little bit because it's not at a good angle for me. Put it down, push it through. Sometimes I have to figure out which way the handle moves. Oops, there it goes flying. Pull this up. And there's my letters. So that's how I like to get mine out sometimes. So there's the A. You probably can't see it. Maybe I should have done it with not white cardstock. But do you see how you can use those tiny little pieces of scraps? Maybe if you don't have, you know, this is the exclamation point, the dot's still in there. But I just wanted you guys to see. It cuts perfectly. Isn't that neat? So if you wanted to do a bunch of letters, and I will save those, I'll just put them inside this envelope. Okay, sorry about that. I got interrupted. So what I like to do is a lot of times will just place my block or my plate on the paper that I'm going to use and trim it down. And then that way I can just, I'm not sure if all those letters will fit, so I'm just going to trim it down just a hair, just so you guys can kind of see. There's another trick that I actually kind of want to, I kind of want to show it to you guys, but I want to say use at your own risk. So you can see now it's not really sticking for me anymore. But I just sometimes redo it, but it's this mat. It usually sticks better. So just run it through, and it's not hard to crank at all. But there you go. There's all those alphabet letters. I know there's this little tool. I do have this tool I can link to you guys too. This it's supposed to pull the stuff out of the little holes. I think it's not working very well because I'm holding on to the spots that it's, but also tapping your dies sometimes will work. So you can see they're all coming out now. But see, look at all these alphabet letters. And again, I will save all these because I've already cut them out now. But the great thing about this is I can have, you know, my papers here and my layout here and this tiny little area to work with. And this doesn't take up a lot of space. And I can just, because it's so lightweight, I can just lift it back and forth. When I do my room tour, you will see where I keep it, where it's super convenient. And I mean, it die cuts great. I'm super happy. So anyways, I just wanted to show you guys a little bit more. Again, I can link to this Spellbinders tool below. It is pretty cool because you can poke your die out. If you cut out an intricate die, you can use the brush to get some pieces out. I'm sure a lot of you have seen these. And then one thing I didn't know, if you have this tool, okay, you guys, total user error yet again. I was trying to pull the piece out of here and it wasn't coming out because I had to unscrew it again. But it has this little tool. So if you have this, this is the Spellbinders. It has, look at this. I wasn't going to show you guys this. You get 2 What Is It Wednesdays in one video. So you have, and I didn't know when I bought this that this did this. You have 3 tools that it comes with here. You have this little thingy. You have this spatula-like thingy. And then it has this tool, which also comes with a cover, which I tossed on my desk when I was showing you guys, and I don't know where it is, but it does have a cover. Oh, here it is. Maybe for these purposes, I'll leave this on. So you get these 3 tools. Then you have the 2 ends, so you can customize this tool however you want. So if you want, like I usually don't use this. I usually have this for getting things out of dies and the pokey tool. So what it is, and this thing holds 2 of, can you see those little holes there? It holds two of the tools. So you just put it in there. And I love how it keeps it safe, so you don't have to worry about like putting it somewhere else and completely forgetting about it. So they screw together. Again, user error. Tool in One is what it's called. So then to put these pieces in the ends, you pull this down. See that? And that little thing pops up. And you push it in. And then find it in a spot where you want it. It has these little bubbly things, so you can have it out if you wanted it longer. I don't know why you would want that longer, but once you get it in there, make sure this is up and it's in there solid. So again, see, this has those little bubbly pieces too. Pull this down, hold it down, put it in there, let it up, and it's in there. So I guess this was kind of a 2-for-1 What Is It Wednesday tool. I didn't actually intend on showing you this, but since I pulled it out, I know I was going to get questions on it. So instead of doing a separate video, and okay guys, Sizzix Sidekick. I think there's even a pretty Tim Holtz colored one. I will link below. I will link to the alphabets below. By the way, I had a lot of people like my die storage videos, but they said these envelopes were too expensive. I want to say, I know scrapbook.com. I will link below to these as well. I think they came out with a cheaper version, their own version. And then also on Scrapbook Pal, I found some more. Sorry, I have to move my light for a minute. I found some more, which are bigger. And I'm going to link to these below, but great price point. So I plan on maybe getting like one from the scrapbook.com so I can do a comparison video later. But I just thought I would show you that they're bigger. I wish they were the same size, but you know what? I'm totally fine with that. So I just wish they were the same size since I already have so many of the Sizzix ones. But I will leave a link to those below. And no, I don't use magnets. I don't feel like I need to use magnets. So that's a personal choice. All right, guys, if you have any questions, please leave a comment below and let me know. Otherwise, I will see you next time. Thank you for joining me. Have a great day. Bye. Also, one more point that I want to make in case you're wondering about storage. I usually just push these 2 plates in here and store it just like that over on my shelf. So it's everything I need is right there. All right, just wanted to share that as well. Bye.